Here I have a candle holder made of pewter. Unfortunately, one of the arms is broken, as you can see. I want to solder these together. The problem is I do not have proper tool to do this job. What I would love to have is a torch with a very narrow flame, such that I can only heat the interface of these two and then add soldering to that. But I do not have such a torch. My torch has larger flame, so if I use it, I can melt all the areas surrounding it. So that is not the optimum. My plan is to create two small holes, one here and one into that, and add a pin into this. So then at least there is a support by that pin. And then I use a normal soldering iron to add the solder on the interface. And hopefully I manage to create a good bond between the two pieces. Okay, so here is my drill mill. The drill bit is 1 millimeter. And so first I'm going to create a hole into this part. And then I will create a hole into the main candle holder. The rotation speed of the drill mill, you want to set it at the minimum possible. My drill mill has from 5,000 to 20,000, so I will set it at 5,000 RPM. Even 5,000 RPM is still too high. Sometimes I have to hold my hand close to the tip to reduce the speed. But obviously if I do that, then the drill bit will wobble a bit. But anyway, sometimes it's necessary to do it at lower speed. So I've already created a tiny hole into this part, as you can see. So hopefully that is enough so that I can put a pin inside this. So now the hole is too tiny. I maybe need to increase the radius of this hole a little bit. Alright, so now I'm gonna change this drill bit of 1 millimeter with a little bit bigger. This is 1.5 millimeter. Okay, so now I expand this this hole a little bit such that it can fit my pin. Okay, so now the hole is a little bit bigger. So the pin that I intend to use, hopefully it goes inside. Yeah, it goes inside. I don't want to make it too loose because later on I want to heat this pin such that it gets very hot and the pewter surrounding the pin inside the hole melts and hold the pin in place. Okay, so the pin is now inside the hole and it's now in place. The pin is actually a piece of hard wire, and I just cut it a little bit, and then half of it will go here and half of it will go into the next one. So this is just the pin which I use. And now I'm gonna heat this such that it creates bond with the pewter. Alright, so as the heat source I'm going to use my oil lamp. So this one creates the high temperature. Hopefully maybe I'll put it here such that it's in the center. So I do not heat the pewter itself, I only heat the pin, the tip of the pin. Hopefully it gets so hot that the pewter inside will melt. Okay, let me assume that this is already good, and I try it. So I wait for a few seconds. If really there is a bond, then after that it should not come out, but I don't think so. Nothing. Nothing. So we have to try again, or maybe I should, I don't know. I can of course use a little bit of super glue there, then it would stick very well. But I do not want to use super glue. I want to solder it. Okay, so the oil lamp didn't work. Now I'm gonna use my torch. Maybe this one creates higher temperature. Let's see if this one creates any bond. I'm not sure. So I put the torch away from it is now tight actually. So maybe there is a little bit of bond between these two. So I should have used torch from the beginning. Now this is already good, I say, and maybe I can try it again. I think now there is a very good bond between the pin and this pewter, hopefully. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a hole into the main candle holder, and then we continue the process. Alright, so now I have created already the hole into this one. Hopefully the pin will fit into this. It goes inside, but it's not yet. Maybe I need to file it a little bit. Of course, one problem is now if the pins are, if the hole is on the right place, otherwise they will not be aligned. Yeah, it's almost in the right place. So I assume that this is already good. This alignment is already good. This is the best thing we can make. It's not 100% aligned. A little bit should have been a little bit down, but it's fine. So now I have to find something to hold this and then add solder in between these two. Alright, so now I hold this arm with the alligator clip, and then I also use some paper towel to avoid scratching this one. My soldering iron now is heating up. I also have this oil lamp here. I want to add some extra heat to the junction in case it's needed, because the soldering iron does not provide enough heat. So the solder wire will not completely melt and does not create a nice joint in that location. So let's see. So I heat this. I preheat this region a little bit. I do not want to heat too much because I will completely melt the pewter then. This is now that part. So now the top part is mounted. this is the other problems that might arise meanwhile that you're doing the work. Okay, so now I think I have to do the other part, because now the top part is completely done, almost done. Now I have to rotate it and do the other part. Alright, so now I put it upside down, so you see that the old candle is now melted and poured on my table, but that's not a problem. So now I need to solder the top part, which is this one. It's already in place, so it doesn't move at all. That's a good sign. I don't need this part. Okay. Maybe I also, but then the oil lamp will not work because it just produced the upward flame. How can I just maybe some, but it will melt the lower part. Doesn't work. The oil lamp doesn't help right now. Maybe I should use the torch. So I use the torch as a support. Just a little bit of support. Not much. So I think now this connection is very good. So I stop this. So hopefully right now we have a very nice connection, and this one I will just polish it and file it a little bit, and then we will have the good finish. This is the thing that I can make. So now if you are more careful and more artistic, you can actually create a much better final finish. But I am not. I think this is already a acceptable repair, considering that this was the first time I am repairing a pewter. Yes, here it is. This is the final finish. It's not really good, but it is actually very strong, so it's good. So that's it. I hope that you have learned something. Maybe you got some idea to add the pin and create this using extra heat source to melt the soldering wire using your soldering iron, which will not melt it completely because here you have a very large piece of metal. But with an extra heat source, then you can actually melt it. Alright, so bye.